The text on her sister's phone said, "Tell him you're staying late at the office again. He never checks." I wasn't supposed to see it. Her sister left her phone on the counter while she went to the bathroom, and it lit up, and I read it twice before my hands understood what my eyes already knew. That text wasn't about last week. It was dated 2 days ago. 2 days ago, my wife told me she was working late. I'd brought her dinner to the office. She wasn't there. I need to back up. 6 years ago, I found out my wife was cheating. First D-Day. I won't pretend it didn't break something in me, because it did, but I made a choice. I chose to stay. We did therapy, real therapy, twice a week for months. I read the books. I asked the hard questions and sat with answers that hurt to hear. She cried. She apologized. She said all the things a person says when they want you to believe they've changed. And I believed her. For 6 years, I believed her. We rebuilt a marriage I thought was stronger for having survived something. I told people that. I told myself that. We came through fire and we're better for it. I actually said that sentence out loud at a dinner party once, proud of it. So when I saw that text on her sister's phone, my first instinct wasn't even anger. It was confusion, like my brain refused to file the information correctly. Because if this was happening now, that meant I went home and I didn't say anything. I just started looking, calendar apps, old photos with location data, a storage unit I didn't know we paid for. That turned out to hold nothing but an air mattress and a man's belt that wasn't mine. The affair never ended. Not once, not during therapy, not during the anniversary trip where she cried and said she finally felt safe again, not during any of it. She wasn't reformed. She was better at hiding it. Here's the part I didn't expect. 3 weeks into unraveling all of this, I was sitting in a coffee shop staring at nothing when a woman at the next table asked if I was okay, because apparently I looked like a man who'd seen a ghost. I don't know why I told her. Maybe because she was a stranger and strangers feel safe. I told her everything. She went quiet. Then she said, what's his name? I told her. She said, "That's my ex-husband." We sat there for 2 hours comparing notes like two detectives closing the same case from different angles. Same timeline, same lies, same pattern, down to the storage unit, down to the working late excuse, down to him telling her he'd changed too, that it was a rough patch, that he loved his family. He'd been running parallel relationships for years, and both of us had been the ones in therapy doing the work, believing the lie was the truth because it was easier than believing the truth was the lie. And she wasn't bitter when she told me, just tired. The way you're tired after carrying something heavy for so long, you forgot your arms can feel light. I went home that night and packed a bag. Not a big scene, no yelling. She tried to talk, tried the old script, the tears, the I'll do anything, and I just let her talk. I wasn't angry anymore, which surprised me more than anything else that month. I think the anger had already burned through me weeks earlier, and what was left was just clarity. I took the dog. That part wasn't even a discussion. He came when I called him, tail going, like he already knew which one of us was leaving for a good reason. She asked what she did wrong, like it was a single isolated mistake she could apologize her way out of. Again, I told her, "You didn't make a mistake 6 years ago. You made a choice. Every single day since. The forgiveness wasn't the end of it. It was just cover for it." She spiraled after that, called, texted, showed up once. I didn't engage, not out of cruelty. I just understood finally that staying calm wasn't coldness. It was the first peaceful thing I'd felt in years. It's been 6 months now. I have my own place, small, quiet, mine. The dog sleeps at the foot of the bed every night like he's standing guard over something he's relieved is finally safe. I started seeing someone slowly, no rush, no performance of healing for an audience, just two people figuring out if trust is something you can build again, without lying to yourself about what it costs. I'm not bitter. People expect me to be, and I understand why, but bitterness requires believing you lost something real. I didn't lose a marriage. I lost the story I told myself about a marriage. Those are different griefs entirely. What I feel now mostly is quiet, the kind of quiet that comes after a long time of distinguishing noise from peace and finally getting the difference right. If you stayed and tried to forgive and then found out it never stopped, what would you have done differently? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone.